We have several florists that get weekly deliveries from us. So we are about to head out to the garden now to cut. We already got our buckets ready, and I'm gonna walk you through this whole process of what we do. We are off to the garden to cut. So usually earlier in the week, we call and tell the florist what we have on hand. But since it was raining on Monday, that's usually when we do it, we just weren't able to. We weren't able to get out here and cut flowers because they were too wet. So we just called, told them what we had, and now we're out here cutting them super fresh. And I'm gonna start with our ageratum. This is the lovely ageratum. Oh, look at the little bee. You see him? He's covered in pollen. This is our ageratum. We've got several different colors, but for this particular florist, we are going to stick to the purples. Okay, so I got my ageratum cut. There's just 2 bunches. So usually when we sell to florists, we put our flowers in 10 bunch stems unless they're like larger, but I always like to add a few extra just in case they break them, because I know sometimes when I'm working with flowers and I accidentally break them, it's very frustrating. So I usually try to put 11 stems per bunch, or if they're a little bit on the smaller side, I'll throw a few extra ones in there as well. So after they get cut, each bunch gets brought over to our little cart. We rubber band them in their bunches and retrim the stems to make them all even, and then they go into this bucket of little conditioning water. Okay, next I'm going to cut our white marigolds. They actually look a little bit more like a creamy green color, but I'm going to cut a bunch of these. These do get a little bit bigger, but I like to cut them at this stage. I feel like they are easier to work with when they're a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna cut these. When we do cut each flower, you notice there's a whole lot of foliage. Obviously the marigolds have a lot of leaves and greenery attached to each stem. So what we like to do is strip off all of this bottom foliage, just to make it a little bit easier for the florist. It's a process that they don't have to do when they start arranging flowers. Okay, now I'm cutting the celosia. You may have heard people call it celosia. That's not how we pronounce it, but you know, to each their own. We have different varieties. So this is our like feather. This is a green plume. They're all kind of mixed in together. We've got the most beautiful coxcomb, orange, yellow, and red. And then we've got this terracotta color and a hot pink. But I'm gonna focus mostly on the green plume and the pink feather. Mom is working on cutting our gomfrina. So we've got several different colors, as you can see. How pretty these orange ones are. And the purples. We are done harvesting, so we've got our gomfrina, multiple colors, and our status, our celosia, our marigolds, ageratum, a little thing of sunflowers tucked in, 2 random sunflowers that we're just going to keep, eucalyptus, and mahogany splendor. Alright, so now we have our flowers in the barn, and our next process is to sort them and get them all ready for the florist. And what we usually do is, bear with me, we have these plastic sleeves, so we'll put our bunches into those sleeves. Alright, they're all neatly packaged up in their little packages, and now we are going to load them up in Hank. That's my truck. Yes, his name is Hank. I name my vehicles. And we are going to go deliver. Okay, so Hank is loaded. We're ready for delivery, but now I'm waiting on the boss lady, aka mom. She was thirsty, so she had to go fix herself a drink. Not like alcohol, like water.